Well, Vaughn, as you know, I arrived in Tallahassee and as a head coach at Florida A&M in January, which really put us in our winter phase of our program. So like you said, we've had a chance to evaluate the players for a period of time now that that's significant enough that we can have some opinions and start to form what our team might be like. So we started it with 5:45 a.m.s in the morning in the wintertime in January with just conditioning, cardiovascular type things, and then we evolved into the spring phase of the program, which actually is on the field and football instruction. And we were able to get in 15 days without any interruption, continuing to go at the 5:30 a.m. in the morning to make sure we could capture all of our players and have a chance to have uninterrupted practice and development. And after the 15 days, the thing that really stands out in my mind is the fact that we came out of spring ball without any significant injury, and we'll be able to go into the summer phase of our program with our team intact from a physical standpoint and no medical issues. And then also, during this time, the bulk of our team and really the foundation of our football team is formed. There won't be any freshmen that'll come in and make that big of an impact on our football team. So these are the young men and gentlemen that we'll go to battle with, so to speak, in the fall. And we came away being able to solidify, who we are, identity-wise, offensively, defensively, and special teams wise. And then the thing that we'll fight and continue to work on is to maintain that identity as we get into the season and start real competition. But at the quarterback position, we've got a pretty clear picture of which way we're going, in terms of the depth at that position. We haven't named a starter as of yet, but Carson Royal obviously is in the lead. Kenny Coleman is a close second. Kenny came to us mid-semester, from a junior college, Jones Junior College in Mississippi. And then we had a surprise in Devontae Austin, a young man from Jacksonville, Florida, who came out for the team as well. Has some learning yet to do, but really serves as a significant number 3. And then, of course, Ryan Stanley, our freshman signee, will join the mix. But again, I don't anticipate that Ryan will come in and make a major impact. But hey, we don't know that for sure. But that's kind of where we are at the quarterback position, which we all know is a key position on any football team. So that's why I picked that in sequence to address first.
Welcome home. Back to friends, family, and loved ones. You've done your duty for your country. Now, it's time to do your duty for yourself. Chart a new course and achieve honor for you and your family. Start with a top-notch education that will take you to new terrains. Soldier on at Florida A&M University.
The roar of the crowd, the beat of the drums, the clashing of the pads. It all means one thing: the return of Rattler football. Get your season tickets now to catch all the exciting action. Coach Alex Wood era begins now. Call the FAMU ticket office at 850-599-3141. Visit us online at FAMUathletics.com to purchase your seats. Rattler football 2015. See you in Bragg.
Look, I heard.
Get a bounce with it, bounce with it, bounce with it, bounce, open the hip, bounce with it, there we go, bounce with it, get a bounce with it, bounce. Shut left arm all the way over to his foot. Go! Yeah, back for the get up! Get him out here!
Well, what happened on the 7th of January last year, I had a coworker of mine say they were having a tax deed sale at the courthouse, and he gave me a list of addresses. And this happened to be one of the addresses, 212 Young Street. I have a piece of property right down the street. And so I came here on my lunch break and looked at the property and saw the nephew. I didn't know that was Jake Gaither's nephew at the time, but saw people out front and told them I was interested in purchasing the home because it was a brick home and in a nice neighborhood. I know a lot of professors lived in this area, you know, years ago. And I asked them if I could go inside. And once I went inside, I went in this one room and saw these pictures of Jake Gaither, Coach Lang, Hansel Tooks, and all the football teams from like 1945 all the way to 61. And I was like, man, this is Jake Gaither's house. And so I walked outside and told them I was very interested, and they called me. I called them about 8 o'clock that evening after I was getting off work, and they said, well, Mr. Jones, it's yours. The other individual was not able to come through with the money to pay for the back taxes. And I said, well, meet me in the morning and deed it over to me, and I'll pay the back taxes. And so that's how it happened. I mean, it was a total renovation. And when I found out that Jake Gaither had a tree, which is in the room we're sitting in now, I couldn't believe he had a tree inside the house. And there was no damage to anything around. You know, to have a tree in the house, and when it rains, it's got to come down. The water's got to come down. So you're thinking it would be damaged, but there was no damage. I wish I had been here. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, so I wish I had been around when the tree was here so I could have seen it for myself. I think it was well worth it, and this is something that, you know, my son looked it up when we first got the house, and he realized it was Jake Gaither's house. And he explained to me that Jake Gaither had coaching clinics, and I did not know that he, you know, had coaching clinics. This was Bear Bryant, and actually Bobby Bowden, I believe, came to some of the clinics. I've got pictures with Frank Howard. You know, I went to a coaching clinic up in Kentucky, and Frank Howard was on there. His wife, I didn't know who Frank Howard was, but I guess he was the coach that started The Rock at Clemson. So he had attended some of the clinics, and you know, that's kind of unheard of back in the 50s and 60s doing segregation. And if you would have come in this house, you would have never known segregation existed. Jake Gaither, boy, he was a bad man. You know, after reading a lot of the articles, he was a good motivational speaker. He actually kind of motivated me to think I could get back out there on the football field and play. But he was an excellent speaker. I guess he learned from his father. His father was a preacher, and I guess he saw him every day writing out his little speeches. And so I learned a lot about Jake Gaither, and there's still a lot of artifacts that I have to go through, because once I finished with the house, I called the nephew to get some of the artifacts to put back in the house, and he had it in storage until I just finally got all that stuff out this past January. I stopped paying the storage bill and got everything out, and Miss Dawson at the Black Archives has been helping me put everything, artifact, and categorize everything, all the speeches and all the pictures and stuff that I have. That process, you know, with Miss Dawson, she, you know, that's the first experience for me. Well, Miss Dawson did the paperwork and helped me out, submitted to the state of Florida, and actually we went in front of a committee and they approved it. So we went in front of a committee, and they, each line by line, you know, the spelling, the grammar, I felt like I was in 101 English again. But it was a very interesting, I wish I could have brought my son to sit in on that type of process, but it was very interesting, and the people were amazed, and they said, no, without any doubts, Jake Gaither is worthy of having a historical marker.
You know, we feel pretty good about you know, what we're doing from an offensive perspective. Obviously, we're a hurry up, no huddle style of offense, but still our concepts are pro style, because that's been my background, and that's what I feel most comfortable in teaching from an offensive perspective. But we'll do it in a hurry. We try to get the ball snapped as fast as we can, get as many plays run as we possibly can, and execute, obviously, and move the ball, get first downs, ultimately get touchdowns, and control the tempo of a football game. That's what the idea and the philosophy is with the no huddle, is to make sure that we control the football, and that's nothing new and different in the game of football. I think we've got a solid 2 deep, across the front seven and in the secondary. It's just a matter of us keeping guys healthy, and then also all those starters, they have to do a great job of blending in and being starters for us. As I talk about, there are 66 starting positions on a football team, not just 22, because those guys that play special teams are considered starters as well, and they're major contributors in the course of a football game, in the course of a season, in the course of a series. So every way they're going to impact the game, in a big way. And as we all know, we'll read the headlines and the caps at how you win and lose a game, and usually special teams plays a major role in that. So, this spring also helped us find those 66 guys. A lot of them were the same of the 22, but again, you have to distinguish, the 66 starting positions, offense, defense, punt return, kickoff return, all right, PAT, and field goal. So again, we look at it that way, and so everybody understands the significance of their role on the football team. What the expectations are, whether it is offense, defense, and or special teams, how major it is and how impactful it will be when you do go on that football field, whether it's for 100 plays or 10 plays. The impact is crucial, because in special teams it's about field position, obviously, and keeping your opponent at a disadvantage, and obviously putting yourself in favorable, field position by way of the special teams, and it's also a way to score points. We talk to our quarterbacks and about when we're in an area of the field, everybody tells it red, high red, black, white. We color code the field. When we're in certain parts of that color coded field, hey, you got to know antenna's got to go up. We got points, and we're talking about special teams, and it's your job to protect the points. And obviously, the whole objective is to have more points than the opponent to win the game at the end of 60 minutes. So again, that's what special teams will do for us, and again, that's kind of it in a nutshell, so to speak, in terms of what we were able to do in the spring. We solidified at least those 66 starters for right now. Will they change in and out, based on availability and those kinds of things? Yeah, they will. And we also think that we've developed a little bit of depth that way too, to make sure we've got starters and key backups in each one of those roles.
The roar of the crowd, the beat of the drums, the clashing of the pads. It all means one thing: the return of Rattler football. Get your season tickets now to catch all the exciting action. Coach Alex Wood era begins now. Call the FAMU ticket office at 850-599-3141. Visit us online at FAMUathletics.com to purchase your seats. Rattler football 2015. See you in Bragg.
I picked up the saxophone when I was 11 years old, and after that, I never looked back. I've had the opportunity to make music with some of the greats, and even perform for the legendary B.B. King. Right now, I'm composing the soundtrack for the music of my life. And of all the stages that I've ever performed on, this one, on the Hill, hits closest to home. I'm prepared to perform in any area of my professional career because FAMU taught me.
The Florida A&M University School of Business and Industry now offers a one-year MBA program online. Join SBI's global community of accomplished alumni.
I encourage others to look at FAMU's online MBA program. You just never know where it might take you.
The Florida A&M University School of Business and Industry.
I'm, sitting the marching 100 right now, it makes me ready for some football. I was just so happy because although I've been here I just completed my 6th year, I have never seen this campus parade before. So I want to make sure that I come at least watch it all next year and the year after from here on out. I just really, really enjoy it. I'm just really fired up, ready to go.
First time for me as a Grand Marshal, but a lot of excitement surrounding band camp. Over 200 band students in for the summer for the, I think, week that they hold the camp, and it was good to be up on the stage. It was good to ride in parade. I was impressed 2 years ago when we had the baseball team in the homecoming parade, and equally impressed with the production that was put on the day here.
All right, drum majors, here you go. You get one shot. One shot. Win. Ready for pressure.
It was really awesome. You didn't see me kind of move over there? That band sound like our university. They did a great job.
To get that final practice in, to be able to, we don't introduce anything new, but we get a chance to rep and continue to develop and learn about the things that we've just taught, the things that we've just learned as players, and coaches to get a chance to evaluate, players. Just the last opportunity to evaluate guys in a game-like situation. Not only are players put in a game-like situation, but you try to put your coaching staff in a game-like situation. So, decisions are made, at a snap, so to speak, under as much pressure as you can conjure up in a practice, environment. Even though it's called a spring game, it's still a practice environment. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to simulate that game as much as possible and get reps at what we do, get turns at what we do in terms of offensive and defensive football, and then special teams blended in there as well. But we were able to do that. We were out there for a couple hours. We were able to call and execute 120 plays, which I thought was well enough to get an idea of where we are, what our players knew, how they could react in certain situations, on both sides of the ball. So, and then how our coaches conducted and organized and managed the sidelines with different things happening, guys going in and out of the game, substitution-wise by situation, by field position, substitution-wise by, hey, if a guy got fatigued or there was a ding injury, not obviously participation ending, but there's injury, getting guys in and out of the game, communication between our medical staff and our coaches, those kinds of things. Our equipment, hey, something happened to a guy's equipment, how fast can we get it repaired and get them back out there? Referees involved in it, making calls, marking off penalties, and also helping us in coaching our players adhere to the rules of the game in terms of alignments, things you can do with motions and all those kinds of things, and also the time element to the game, how long it would take us to get a ball snapped and all those things, and how fast our defense could get lined up in a game type situation. So it was all from an evaluation standpoint. It's really good. It's always good to end that way. And again, the most positive thing about it is that we didn't get anybody hurt. And then the other positive thing about it is that we didn't turn the ball over offensively. Carson came out of the thing with no interceptions, INTs, and I think we had one fumble, which is never good, but one's better than having 5. So again, I thought we took care of the ball in that situation. We're starting to learn that. That's something we take a great deal of pride in as a coaching staff, and I know that our players do as well. We brought with us some records that way in terms of not turning the ball over, being one of the top offenses in the country in Division I football, not turning the ball over. So that's something that we'll take a great deal of pride in here at FAMU as well.
Welcome home. Back to friends, family, and loved ones. You've done your duty for your country. Now, it's time to do your duty for yourself. Chart a new course and achieve honor for you and your family. Start with a top-notch education that will take you to new terrains. Soldier on at Florida A&M University.
The roar of the crowd, the beat of the drums, the clashing of the pads. It all means one thing: the return of Rattler football. Get your season tickets now to catch all the exciting action. Coach Alex Wood era begins now. Call the FAMU ticket office at 850-599-3141. Visit us online at FAMUathletics.com to purchase your seats. Rattler football 2015. See you in Bragg.
It's always special, especially when you got a group of young ladies that have different characters, different behaviors, and to see the joy that's on their face. And that's basically what we're about. Looking at the kids, I done did all this hard work, and here's the reason why. And just the pure joy of I made it or I did it. That's a sight or a scene that is priceless. So that's what we look forward to. That's our objective. It's not about softball. It's about building character. It's about instilling strong young ladies when they leave. They're able to persevere. They go through adversity. Speaking of life, one of our young ladies is in residency as a doctor, and my first assistant coach I had, she was at a doctor's appointment, and who walked in the room? Elisha Scott, who was her doctor, and that's very amazing. It's like a circle, and you know, you start on this end in a complete circle. They become young, productive citizens, and that's what it's all about. Krista is a native of Tallahassee, and it's very special to me because, I took her on my shoulders, but you know, some you could see something in them, but they just need an extra push. I think I was her worst nightmare, though. But in doing that, I saw something in the kid, and she wouldn't quit. And to this day, she's able to walk with a doctorate degree, and now she's about to move to Dallas and continue her life. But she had a pretty challenging time, but she made a decision. If I can get through Coach Wiggins, I can get through anything. She'll tell you. Oh.
Hi, I'm Krista Richardson, and I'm from Tallahassee, Florida. I graduated undergrad from Florida A&M University with a health science degree, and now I'm proudly graduating from FAMU with a doctorate of physical therapy. Oh, my softball years here were awesome. I loved every moment of it. It was a learning, teaching experience with much family. Coach Wiggins was like the mother figure, if there ever was one. If you didn't have a mom, you had one, because she made you feel like that. But I started here in 2004, graduated in 2009, and I left here with 2 MEAC championships. I enjoyed my time here. It taught me so much as a leader, how to follow, how to, just be a team player. And I'm just going to enjoy every moment of it. I enjoyed every moment of it, and I plan on taking it on and putting those same experiences that I learned into my workforce and in the community, wherever I am, and hopefully give back so families can get lots of money and continue to do well. Walking across that stage on graduation day is going to be like an out-of-body experience for me. My family, our friends, everyone that I love is going to be here watching, and it's just not for me, it's for my family. And I feel so proud to have this FAMU, these orange and green colors on my back, and carrying that diploma, it means a lot to me. So I will cherish every little moment of it.
Okay, going into the final race of the day, which was the 4x4, we were up 10 points. And we knew that Hampton would win. I mean, it was no secret. We knew that they would win. So that would bring them up to 10 points. So we would only have a share of the title. So once again, I rallied my troops over there toward me, and I said, ladies, do we want to share this title, or do we want this title outright? So they said they wanted it outright. So I told the young ladies, I said, ladies, all we need is 1 point. All I need y'all is just come in 8th place. And so coming down the stretch on that last race, we was in 6th place. And then freshman Jornay Austin brought us all the way into 3rd, almost in 2nd. So we finished in 3rd. So that's how we sealed the victory. FAMU has always, I always tell people, it's always been my dream job. I just love FAMU. FAMU is the most prestigious HBCU university in the land. So just working here is an honor, but able to win like my former coaches were and everything, it was truly exciting that I can actually have my name mentioned along with the other great coaches that were here in the past. So it was exciting.
All right. Y'all having fun out at Fenway today?
Yeah.
You pulling for the Rattlers?
Y'all gotta help, come on. Now we know the eagle is an extraordinary bird, but it did not fly today. But we know that the Rattlers will always strike and strike and strike again.
You got to tap me on that. We're excited. The coaching staff, the players are very excited, having won the MEAC championship for the first time in a long time and being the first team in the history of the program to go to the NCAA regional tournament. There was a lot of excitement yesterday when the NCAA announced on ESPNU the sites and where we'll be going. We're excited to be going down to the University of Florida and playing. But it's been a great year, and it's it was our goal this year. We said it from the very beginning that our goal was to win the MEAC championship, and our guys fought for that all year long. Practice gets long sometimes. Games get very difficult, but when you have a goal and you see guys working toward that, and then you see them achieve that goal, then it's very rewarding. Our guys got to dogpile, some of them for the first time in their life, winning the MEAC. So it was very big, very instrumental for this program going forward and becoming a big Division I program and competitive no matter who we play.
The roar of the crowd, the beat of the drums, the clashing of the pads. It all means one thing: the return of Rattler football. Get your season tickets now to catch all the exciting action. Coach Alex Wood era begins now. Call the FAMU ticket office at 850-599-3141. Visit us online at FAMUathletics.com to purchase your seats. Rattler football 2015. See you in Bragg.
The Florida A&M University School of Business and Industry now offers a one-year MBA program online. Join SBI's global community of accomplished alumni.
I encourage others to look at FAMU's online MBA program. You just never know where it might take you.
The Florida A&M University School of Business and Industry.
We'll play hard from start to finish. I know that, and I really feel strongly that we'll get these players to do that, and I know they want to do that. So that's something people can come out and look forward to, and we'll be exciting. We'll be colorful and exciting in our approach and in the way we do it, and we'll always exemplify professionalism and organization.